Surprise, surprise.
Welcome, guys. We're trying this Wednesday night thing for you guys, per you guys' requests.
It's Wednesday live.
What's happening,
You know
good
I like to
people?
rhyme.
Welcome.
We're gonna see who come on here, but we're answering car questions because it's Wednesday. Alex just so happened to come home a little early
Oh yeah,
today. So we're able to take car questions tonight. You got us for
lakes,
a little hot hour and 30 minutes maybe on here.
maybe.
The keyword is maybe. Lakes in the house. What's up, Lakes?
Lakes, that's our guy right there.
Tavon Cummings. Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
What's up?
what's happening, Tavon?
I hope I said that right. That's right.
Yeah.
Trey Foray says, "What's up, folks?
What's happening?
Nothing. We here on the Wednesday night because we said that we was gonna try.
Yeah, we're giving it a shot.
We try to do it when we can. Okay."
Like it's gonna fall.
Joshua, there's nothing in that cup. Howdy, y'all.
What's
I like the
happening,
fact that
Joshua?
y'all be asking us how we doing instead of jumping right to the question. Like we don't care. Answer my question.
we
What's up,
we
Josh?
hanging in there.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we
Yeah.
busy at work. Jackie Echevarria says, "How are y'all?
We're good.
We doing good. What's up, cuz? This Tay.
Tay,
Tay.
what's happening?
What's happening, family?" Says, "How do y'all feel about Copart and IAA salvage rebuilt cars? I do shop at IAA, but I don't buy the salvage and the rebuilt though."
It's a lot to it. Salvage and rebuilt cars, their value, in my opinion, goes way down. And they just
you never know. You never know what insurance gonna cover it or not. It just
and sometimes you have a hard time getting insurance for rebuilt title cars. That's another problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes they want you to have special insurance. It just gets really weird.
We stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
We stay away. Alan says Chicago love.
Oh yeah, what's happening
in the house?
It's the Alan.
Dakota says, "What's your favorite car of all time?"
Ferrari.
I don't have one.
I love myself a Ferrari. That's why I'm in love with the C8s.
Poor man's Ferrari?
Yep, poor man's Ferrari. Ferrari actually got with Chevrolet and helped design their new Corvette, the C8. As you see, well, most of you may know, is the engine is mounted in the back, and it's basically a Ferrari type engine. It looks like a Ferrari, probably sound like a Ferrari. And in terms, GM gave them the magnetic ride, their GM special suspension. So they kind of worked together on that Corvette. Pretty neat.
Lakes Automotive says, "Never front probe a electrical connector or you may peel yourself back like I did today." Ooh, the stories of a mechanic.
You gotta be careful probing them connectors. I know about that. Have it bit me in the butt? I can't remember.
Alex is getting hurt all the time, man.
Yeah.
Tavon says, "Question: Have a 2008 Acura TL. Do you recommend an OEM power steering pump or a lifetime one from Napa or AutoZone?"
What, talking about the power steering pump?
Yeah. I mean,
we get aftermarket power steering pumps all the time and never have an issue with it.
Only time we had issues with aftermarket is Cadillac.
Yeah.
A certain Cadillac model that we have problems with that, but you should be okay.
I put that Honda fluid in it though.
Oh yeah, make sure you get the fluid from the dealership though.
But
you know what though? A lot of people assume that the dealership price be higher than aftermarket. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it don't.
Your local parts stores are starting to sell Honda fluid.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
True. Price match both of them, but I know, like me selling parts and writing quotes, sometimes the OEM part come in cheaper.
Speaking of parts, I'm wore out today. I was parting out this vehicle, and man, they got on my everlasting nerves. Like over 200 people.
It's a popular
message
car.
Me. Oh my gosh.
Dale Stein says, "Love your vibe, brother."
I appreciate it, man.
We be
I just try to stay positive.
We be chilling until one of them thugs get wrong in the comment.
I don't even be studying that.
Have come for you like Black Hawk Down sometimes. Davin, what's up, Davin? He says, "Alex, you live on Hump Day?"
Oh yeah, Hump Day for y'all.
We used to be live every Wednesday, probably last year, but then we didn't have the staff we have now, so that means Alex had to double work.
Oh
So
yeah, I was getting wore out during the week.
so sometimes he still be at the shop right now, but now that we have
I have
adequate
a little
staff,
bit of freedom.
Shout out to the team.
Yep.
Joshua Rick says, "How far are you guys from Savannah? About 4 hours.
Depending on where you're at in Savannah.
We're in Atlanta. It's a 4 hour ride. We're in Atlanta.
We love Savannah, by the way. Savannah is very nice.
I know. We was down at Tybee Island last year. Nothing's Real says, "Do you work on motorcycle?
Not for the public.
Or strictly cars?
Not for the public.
Oh, he works on his own motorcycles. No, I'm saying you do.
Yeah, well, me and probably
close friends. Yeah. But he definitely is capable.
Yeah, I started off on motorcycles and scooters and all things 2 wheels, 4-wheelers and dirt bikes.
Colonel Buckshot in the house says, "Good evening,
Colonel?
kings and queens. It ain't easy being greasy."
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not. Terry Arnell says, "Should we change cabin air filters every spring because of the pollen in Georgia?"
I would. I normally change the one in my wife Jetta about every summertime it comes around. Yeah, I just change it every season.
Especially if you got allergies like he does. Especially.
Definitely keep up with the cabin air filter. I know that's one of the things that's mostly forgotten about. And if it gets too stopped up, it'll burn up your blower motor. It puts a lot of strain on your blower motor. So we don't want that.
Right. And it's getting too hot in Georgia, baby.
Yep.
To be not have that AC going. Okay.
Oh.
Mandy says, "Hey, from Jonesboro." That's around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Howdy. Come see Alex Dakota if you need something. We right there in Morrow. It ain't far. Jackie says, "I watch all the time. Thanks for your good knowledge."
Oh, my pleasure. That's why I do it.
We've been running into some of y'all in the streets at Chick-fil-A. We saw a guy, a young lady, and she said her and her fiance watch us all the time.
Oh yeah, I ran into somebody last.
If you be around Forest Park, that's what we be.
Indicator.
Say hey. Jose says, "Hi, Alex, from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice.
My wife has a 2017 Durango V6, and it downshifts hard from second to first, but the transmission works excellent. Can it be the transfer case?"
Transfer case normally wouldn't have anything to do with your downshifting. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a
valve body?
Yeah, it could be. I'm not a transmission expert, so I'm not even gonna pretend I know anything about it. But I do know about transfer cases, and transfer cases will not
affect
the shifting. Transfer cases, if you did have any type of issue, it'll be making noise, or if it's broken internally, the car will not go into park. It'll continue to roll away from you. It'll make like clunky noises. It's more of a noise type thing. Yeah.
But if you got the Pentastar engine, those valve bodies
on the transmissions,
they've been going out. We've had some success with just swapping that out. Not saying that that's your issue, but
it's a different transmission from the
really? From the Journey to the
the Journey. I'm not sure what could that problem be, but it could be valve bodies related, because it can shift perfectly fine, but when it comes to downshifting, it'll start doing funny stuff. That's definitely sounds like transmission related. We need to get it checked out by a transmission shop, a specialist.
Specialist.
Yeah, I got it out.
TJ Soul says, "Hi y'all. Did y'all have a busy week?"
Yes.
We everything is heating up at the shop. We're doing a lot of AC work.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's been a fruitful, blessed week. We really can't complain.
No, can't complain at all.
Just make the money, pay the bills like every other American.
Yeah. The faster I make it, the more I gotta shell it out.
That's right.
It be like that sometimes.
David Daniel says, "I have a Jeep Wrangler. I would love for you to just check it out. I love it and want to make sure I keep it running good."
My favorite Fiat product, the Jeep. Oh man, I love myself a Wrangler. I want one so bad.
One of our customers just bought a 4xe.
Ooh, I enjoy driving.
She brought it. Let Alex drive it. Let us see it.
That was so cool.
Shout out
because I've never seen one in person. I've always, just researched it and over it over the internet. But when she brought it to me, I got a chance to play with it a little bit, and it was great.
Yeah, it was nice. She let us turn the music up. Shout out to Marshetta, man. She's a good customer. We might not see her for a while. She got that new
Yeah.
Jeep, huh? Jared Hill says, "Have your shop ever done an LS swap?"
Yeah, several. I just don't. It's hard for me to do it for the public because I'm a shop owner and a mechanic at the same time. I want to get into doing more swaps and unique things, custom work, but I chose to path of general
General service.
service. I'm on
Oh,
your face.
oh,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you,
general
dear.
general general service. So you can't do both. It's kind of hard to do general service and do swaps and performance stuff.
I'm gonna say
One is
this.
going to get
I
neglected.
disagree wholeheartedly because everybody that want LS swap don't have LS swap money. That's really why we don't do it. We did 2 last year, but if we got to go back and forth with
Oh yeah,
you of why we
it
need a
was
certain amount of
horrible.
money for wire loom and we need to get this part or this part, and
Because when I do stuff, I do it right. I don't half step.
It's everybody can dream. You want an LS swap, but do you have the money? Okay, that's really why we don't do it. Because if you got the money, I make time for him to do it. Okay, so people got to pay to play now.
That's the reason I don't work on European
cheapos.
cars.
They be like, oh, how much is it, sir? This is custom work. Do you want it or don't you? So that's really why we don't get into projects because then we got to wait on the cut. It's too much. Our business model, we got to get cars in and out. That's how you make your money. So that's really the truth. If you got some money to pay to play, call me. Ask for Mrs. Carter. I get you in there. I get you.
Because Shane gonna run you away.
Shane gonna be like, no. But if you call and ask for me, let me see what you're working with. I can get you in there now. Trey Ferre says, if you weren't working on cars, what would you be doing for work? Great question.
Computers. My when I was growing up, I either wanted to do computer type stuff, like rebuild them, and just working with computers in general. I was big into that as a teenager, and but that was my backup plan. My first plan was always automotive. Automotive worked out.
Yeah. And to prove it, I still have a journal that Alex kept when he was 11 or 12. I still have it.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. And it said, when I grow up, I want to be a mechanic and have an F350 or 250. I said, now, and look at what you got today. You had a 350. You got your 250. Write stuff down. It might work.
Yeah, definitely write stuff down.
Daryl says,
I wrote my wife down and she came.
Did you write me down?
Yeah.
What you putting down?
I can't
Bring me a beautiful black queen.
Exactly.
I got you. Do you sell all the transmissions that die?
Yes. I don't do anything with them unless they're ultra popular transmission like a 4080 or something I want to hold on to. But it's got to be like really popular.
Yeah, but
TH400.
Leave it to me, honey. Everything must go. Got to go. Billy D says on a Wednesday, yes, we here.
We here for y'all.
When we used to do Wednesday lives, we used to do topical stuff like electric cars and stuff.
It used to be topical, yes.
But even with the topics, people just ask their car questions, so we just stopped doing it.
And do y'all want us to bring topics back? Because it was good. We'll pick a topic. We'll talk about it. I give my thoughts on it.
I would like to get Fluffy Mexicanic on to talk about Nissans, their problems. I think I don't know if he strictly works on Nissans. Then you got JT, he strictly works on Dodge. So it'll be good to get that kind of stuff in here. Mo Clamp Production says, hello, 2007 Dodge Charger with the 3.5 high output. What would be making it misfire? They said it's electrical.
I'm not sure what you've done to it already, but most of the time it's coils. And if you changed out the coils and if it's still doing it, you need to make sure the computer is sending a injector signal. You can get a Noid light and hook that up to the factory plug and see if it blinks. Then if that's blinking, you can then go to the injector. Now I'm talking about the cylinder at hand. Most of the time it's always one cylinder that's giving you a problem, or you having a random misfire. I'm not entirely sure, but You can own the injectors or do what I do is, which is a lot quicker, and listen to the injector, and make it like a crisp clicking sound. If it passed those tests, you then need to move to compression tests. Um, Hopefully that helps.
All
And
right.
if it's not getting the injector signal or not getting no spark, and yeah, you probably do have an electrical problem.
All righty. Michael Howard says, I have a crappy
Oh
2022
gosh,
Yukon
that
Denali.
thing beautiful, man.
It's beautiful, but he know what's up.
Ah,
I need to change my front
gosh.
brake pad. So I need a scanner, or is that only of doing the rear brakes?
Only doing the rear brakes.
Is that for every car though? For every
What
making
scanner?
the newer cars?
Yeah, now of course, guys, it's tips and tricks.
Wait a minute, sweetie. I'm gonna let you answer that. I forgot I ordered grocery. Let me go. Let me go get them before they take them back to the store.
Okay.
All right, let me slide up out of here. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Now, of course, it's tips and tricks around, you know, doing things. That video was just, you probably seen that video. That video was just saying, hey, it's getting really hard for the DIY people. And I just used the rear caliper thing for an example. Of course, it's so many other things you can do to get around that. But no, if you're doing the front, you should be perfectly fine. All right, let's see. Can I move on? Let's see if I can work this thing. Hey, what's happening? Sherrod Ford. I'm bad at spelling names.
Let me find out you know how to do this by yourself. Excuse me. Let me get back in my seat.
Mr. Roger.
Get my seat back, man.
I don't want to give you a seat back.
Come on.
All right. What's up?
Alex think he's slick. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Had to get my Walmart Plus order so I can cook something when I get off of here. All right, so Roger Yanez says, what's up? Let me go up here. Brandon Barty, thank you for the super chat.
You so much.
He says,
appreciate that.
My Highlander 08 has been skipping because bad gas that I ran through my engine, and I don't know any solutions, Alex. Thanks, bro. Also, car has bad wiring, so I can't scan it.
Ooh, that's ugly. Now, there is a video I put together how to drain out bad gas. Ooh, I wonder, can I? It's an old video though. I show you
how to drain out bad gas.
Yeah, I show you exactly what to do.
Oh no, they put diesel in their gas.
But still, if it got bad gas, it works for bad gas, and everything. You could just pump the gas out, because modern day cars, you can't stick things down the filler neck anymore, because it has a one-way check ball in there, and when it allows fuel to go in, but if you try to poke a hose down in there, it's just going to stop it. It's not going to allow you to throw anything down there so you can siphon it out. I use the fuel pump to pump everything out. That's the best method to do. Yeah, hopefully that's your problem. I know you said, you got electrical problems too.
He says, Corey Norman says, best way to tighten 3.6 Dodge. I'm gonna have to decline the call. Everybody want to call me knowing I'm on the line now. Best way to tighten 3.6 Pentastar Dodge Challenger oil filter so it doesn't accidentally crack.
Use the factory torque specs, but if you're still running that plastic, I would definitely upgrade to the aluminum, and you won't have that problem anymore. On the oil filter cap, the twist off thing, the torque specs are right there. It says it's in Newton meters, if I remember correctly, and it tells you the torque spec.
All right,
but just upgrade to the aluminum, and that'll be the best thing for you.
Mm-hmm. David Daniel says it's a 2019, referring to his Jeep that he wants you to check out.
Oh, nice.
My question is, with the Jeep, I haven't heard about the death wobble. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, because people like to take their Jeeps and put bigger wheels on them, and they don't be designed for that most of the time.
Okay.
That's most of the time. That's when I see death wobbles.
Roger says, I got I get my genuine Honda fluid from on Amazon.
Mm.
I find it way cheaper than the local dealer here in SoCal. Yeah, I do know you can get it from Amazon too, long as it's real. Cause not saying that the fluid's not real, but they be doing some knockoff crazy fancy stuff
Yeah,
on the internet.
they
So
be doing spark plugs and
yeah, when I
all kind
learned
of
that they
weird
can
stuff.
make fake Mopar spark plugs, I was like, dang,
They
they
make fake shoes, so
look,
they making
they doing
everything.
more than fake purses now, fake Louis Vuitton. Mandy says, how much for a diagnosis on an '02 Chevy? Our diagnostic fee is $125. No, it's not. It's $120.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And it
Call the
does
shop.
not go towards the repair because, unlike the dealership or some other places, I actually run proper tests and
Several
get
tests
to the
within that
bottom
hour. Yeah.
of the solution. And my time is not free. And for those who think they're getting a free diagnostic, oh, it goes towards the repair. I guarantee you, they're upcharging the mess out of you.
It go toward repair,
I
all right.
I
They're gonna
had
wrap it in the labor.
I had people, man, get so mad at that. Oh, well, why don't you? People rather be lied to. I've recently learned that from making videos and just talking to different people. People be like, oh, they don't charge us for towels at napkins at the fast food places.
Yes, they do.
They wrap it up in the price. It's just I'm not doing that because I'm transparent with everything
I'm
that
not
I do.
about to explain then to nobody that if you fly where they want to fly, do nobody works for free. So that's just me in 2024, all year long, and every year thereafter. So Jesse TIV says, question:
Mm-hmm.
2001 E450 Super Duty
V10, I'm assuming.
starts fine in the morning, but after it warm up, it dies once you try to drive it. Then it dies like 6 more times before it drives fine for the rest of the day.
Hmm. First off, I need to know what engine. Is it the diesel? I'm assuming it's the gas. What codes is it throwing? Um, I need to know a lot more information, and I probably still won't be able to help you. Something like that, I'll probably have to be seen in person.
Mm,
Just keep dying randomly. That's kind of weird. You could have
distributor?
no, that's O1.
Uh,
It's distributorless. You could have a
distributorless.
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 Yes, it could have a bad throttle positioning sensor. If the throttle don't know where it's set, it'll cause it to stall.
Mm,
Um, I'm just naming random stuff right now. Stopped up catalytic converters. That's not likely though, according to your story, but potentially still can cause your car to stall. Bad crankshaft positioning sensor or damaged reluctor wheel,
mm.
which the sensor read off of. That can cause your vehicle to do funny things. Um, that's just to name a few. But you're gonna have to really get down to the nitty gritty and run some full tests.
All right. Luis Garcia says, howdy do.
Howdy, what's happening?
Listen, I like that emoji. I'm trying to get my cowgirl hat. I got to get me one. I'm in my cowgirl era. And no, it don't have nothing to do with Beyonce. Her album was trash. But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
X says, opinions on the Chinese BYD car company and why will it take over?
BYD. I'm not familiar with that acronym.
Hmm.
Bring
Google
your
it.
own.
Bring your own distributor.
Bring your own distributor. Yeah.
Bring your own Dodge.
Chinese BYD.
Let me see. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I just read an article. It's an electric
car.
car. I really think electric cars are a phase, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. It costs so much to mine that.
And to maintain
what
it,
is that?
and
Lithium.
to dispose it, and to
Yeah, I don't even think the world have a real way of disposing lithium. It's just crazy right now. That's not the future. I made a video about this. It's definitely a phase. If anything, hydrogen powered cars is the future. Plug-in hybrid, yes, that could be the future as well. It doesn't take all those batteries. Um, yeah, I don't think it's gonna get nowhere. Just follow Toyota. Is Toyota hitting it hard on
Because you know they the pioneers.
On electric cars.
Yeah.
If Toyota is not hitting hard on switching everything to EV, that's not the future. Toyota right now is focusing on their hydrogen cell vehicles over in China somewhere. Um, and that's what they're focusing on. And hopefully they can work out all the kinks and we can get it over here in the States.
But as of now, they don't plan on fooling with America right now, period. All right. Mason Montoya says, just about a Nissan Altima 2.5. Now, no, my struts are possibly bad, but I see green goo splattered on my transmission. And I believe on the control arms.
That would be your CV axle boot has ripped open and slinging CV axle grease all over your components. And it can look like a darkish greenish baby poop color. It looks weird. I know it does.
Could it be ball joints?
No, not slinging all over the place like that. Ball joints only going to hold a certain amount of grease, very small increments of ounces, or I don't know, a teaspoon of grease maybe, and it's just not enough to sling everywhere if it busts open. Now I'm not saying that you potentially still may have ball joint issues, but that is going to be CV axles for sure. Your CV axles or your dust boots have ripped open. Your dust boots is supposed to keep out the dust and keep the grease and the lubricant in.
Go in the house.
So yeah, that's going to be your issue there. Now, if you want to focus on ball joints and not listen to me, that's up to you. But I guarantee it's the ball joint. I mean, CV axles.
Anybody else kids? The boy got in trouble today and he's still outside. No, go in the house, man. And then gonna blow me a kiss. These boys, Alex sons are something else. Trey Foray says, who is y'all favorite ATL rapper?
I don't listen to rap like that.
T.I. before he started going on TV. When he was still in the trap. T.I. when he was still in the trap. Made that I'm Serious album, that Trap Rubber Band Man, that area.
I know my favorite rapper. Lil Wayne.
He said Atlanta.
Is it?
Yes, he's not from Atlanta.
Drake, he's from Canada.
They're not from. Okay, you know what? What's going on? You are from Atlanta. You don't know any Atlanta rappers?
No. Alex, the car doctor.
I hope I answered your question. It's definitely T.I. for me. You got Ludacris. You have.
Ludacris. I didn't know he's from Atlanta. I thought he from Baltimore.
No, babe.
I'm just playing.
He ain't playing. It's all that country music you've been listening to. You just forgot your roots. Shame on you, man.
Oh my gosh.
Jamal says, are Acura reliable cars? Yes, that's Honda's
that's Honda Golden
that's Honda's
Child.
Baby daddy.
Yeah. That's just my baby daddy.
That's Honda's baby daddy. Yeah, they
pay all my rent. Mm-hmm. He fancy.
But Acura is a luxury Honda, and their track record is pretty good. You had a couple of years where they had weak transmissions, just like with Hondas, though.
That's like an 05, 06, somewhere around
on how far back you want to go. Then they had those Acura with the leaking oil cylinder heads on those SUVs. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't know if it's the MDX or the RDX.
Leaking cylinder head.
They leak oil or something.
Well, all of them be having valve cover issues because no one ever replaced them. They just ride them because it's a Honda. It's an Acura. It can go 300,000 miles without doing nothing to it. Yeah, you keep thinking that.
But I think overall, like, listen, guys, there's something wrong with every car, okay? As far as reliability, though, I think with Acura, you're not going to be dealing with some of the problems you deal with when you buy your cheap economy cars, like your Chevy sedans and stuff like that. The plastic cooling pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't really see none of that in my shop. The only time Hondas come through is the old stuff.
Yeah.
Well in the 200,000
300,000 miles, etc. Yeah, so I don't know.
Definitely can go to distance.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into Acura. We haven't. So when we don't hear anything, that means we get paid off of Dodge, Hyundai, Kia.
Yep. And what else? Chevrolet. Yep, Chevy.
GM, any GM.
Oh my gosh, yeah, GM keeps me paid.
Honda and Acura and Toyota, they come in when they need servicing. Yeah. That's it.
And Mazdas, they don't come in like that.
Right. All right, we got that one already. Silky. Silky says, questions. My Honda Accord Coupe 2010 won't start.
Okay. Most likely you have a bad starter unless you done rolled your vehicle without oil and locked up your engine. If you go out there and all you hearing is a tick, tick, tick every time you go to try to crank the vehicle, 9 times, I say 8 times out of 10, it's going to be your starter. The other percentage, no, I say seven. I'm bad at that. Let's, most likely it's going to be your starter, but check your battery first. I always start with the cheap stuff. Make sure your battery is not corroded. Make sure you have a good charged battery. Or better yet, if you're not sure, take your battery out and have a friend take you up to the AutoZone store and be like, hey, can y'all test my battery? And if it's weak, have them put it on the charge. If you see a lot of corrosion around your battery terminals, clean it up and reconnect it. There's a lot of videos out there. I haven't made one showing how to properly clean a battery. I should do that. But it's a lot of videos out there showing how to clean batteries.
The White Fit Life.
Oh, nice.
D White Fit Life.
D White Fit Life.
Thank you for the super chat, dear.
Thank you so much.
Says, during a timing belt change and one cam sprocket springs forward or back, is it possible it can bend the valves?
Anything is possible. It does go back with a lot of force. It just depends where the piston is, and if it's slung back onto the. Normally, when it's slang back like that, the valve is closing. It's not necessarily opening. See, you have these little egg-shaped lobes, and as the cam rotate, the lobe, this little egg rolls around, and it's the when it's right here, the valve is closed. When it's up here, the valve is open, but it's a lot of spring pressure trying to push back down on it. So if you took it off, that means the lobe was slightly on the egg shape and was able to roll that cam down into the closed position. So most likely that didn't happen. I haven't never seen that happen from it rolling off, springing closed like that. Because it's springing closed, it's not springing open in most cases. And that's why I always tell people when they're doing timing belts or timing chains, always pre-time the engine before you take it down. But to answer your question, no, it shouldn't have been any valves because, like I said, when it spring like that, when it rolls over like that, it's closing itself.
All right. Clayton says, what is some advice you would give to someone who just opened a shop?
Ooh, that's a good question for you, sweet.
Oh, it's so much advice.
It's a lot.
So much I've learned in the last.
We need to put together a video series on that alone.
Because I've been with Alex a long, long time. But most of the time, I was a stay-at-home mom while he went out and did mobile mechanic and stuff. So when he got the shop, he went about a week and he was like, listen, I need some help. So when I took over, I hadn't a clue what I was doing.
None of us did.
And it was, he's a great wrench turner, but running an actual shop is a whole different situation. So my advice would be, one, do not set your labor rate based off of other shops. Set your labor rate on because your rent is different from other shop rents. Set your labor rate based off of what it's going to take for you to make your bills and then some for yourself.
Because we almost ran ourselves out of business that way.
Labor rate way too low in the market.
It wasn't paying our rent. It was just really
hard. It was rough that first year or two. Then from that little shop, we took over the shop that we're in now, and it's like, wait a minute, overhead is crazy. But it's like, you need to set your labor rate. Like I said, sit down, do all your bills, what it takes to keep that shop running. Set your labor rate based off that times whatever billable hours that you can crank out. That's what your labor rate should be. Software. Put you some policies in place. A difference between a side hustle and a business are policies. See, a hustler, they're going to take what they can get. They're going to do what they can do. A business owner has set policies and don't deviate from it for nobody.
Once you start deviating,
friends, family, no, nothing. Set the stuff in place and say, hey, I don't allow outside parts. Don't take outside parts.
And what's the software we use to keep
Uh,
track of everything?
we use Auto Leap right now. I've done, but if you just starting out, I recommend Shop Monkey. I know you don't want to pay no big bill, but again, you're running a business and you got to set your mindset for that. All right.
And it makes you look professional.
It makes you look professional. You can text the customer, let the customer know when it's ready, all that great stuff. Um, Running a business is about mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, my husband never wanted a shop.
Nope.
He never wanted a shop
because
he didn't want employees because he didn't want anybody to tarnish his name or legacy because he was known in the streets as a good mechanic. And he just felt like, you know, after working for many shops, there's shady stuff. But I really say I pushed him to do it because I knew he could do it. You know, I knew he could do it. And plus, with me on the team, we're going to do well. So it's kind of like you have to adjust your mindset. You're not going to be able to please everybody. And everybody is not your customer either. Everybody do not love Alex the car doctor. Okay? I just had to tell a customer where he can go the other day because of what he was implying. So you have some people that only trained to work with mobile mechanic, cheap labor. You have some people that only trust the dealership. And then you have those people in the middle that just want their car fixed right. Price is not necessarily a huge factor as long as their car is going to be fixed right.
Yeah, we asked a lot of people, like,
I asked every customer that come in the door, you know, because I've had to go up on our labor rate so I can cover the employees, cover insurance, cover the rent. Now, my last thing, because like I said, I can go all night with different advice.
Yeah, we can go on and on.
While providing excellent customer service, that's our goal. Our mission at the shop and online is to educate the public about these machines that they're buying. Because how are you going to buy an $80,000 truck and you're not taking care of it? You're not changing the oil, right? So that's the whole purpose of this live, these YouTube videos, the TikToks and everything like that. You can have extraordinary customer service, but don't let an MLF play with you. And that's why I come in at. So you can teach the customer how to do business with you. Don't let the customer come and run your business.
Then that's what firing customers come into play.
Absolutely, because you'll have them, well, such and such down here, let me bring my cars. Or can I get them from carparts.com? You get it from carparts.com, put it on there, it's the wrong fitment.
Or if something fall apart.
Yeah.
And then
they want to sue. So you have to cover yourself. You can set boundaries and policies in place and teach these customers how you do business. And if they're a good fit and we're a good fit for each other, we're going to do business. But if not, hey, take it down the street. Good luck to you.
No hard feelings.
None. So that's the thing. And it's not a, you know, I get so many people that say, and you try to support black business. Because I won't do what you want me to do. Damn, I gotta be black. Oh, you gonna support black business because
look, y'all got my wife started.
What did you think this was? No, seriously, like it's annoying.
I hate when they do.
I've literally had customers come and say, "Oh, y'all black on," and fire her blunt up right in front of the shop, and I was like, "This crazy. She crazy." You know, so it's not a race thing. I think people of all colors, everybody there's an entitled customer in every race. So you got to teach them folks how to do business with you, Clayton. And at the same time, do good business.
Always do good business. It's going to be hard sometimes. It's going to be them days, but like, oh man, I could just do this and I can get this much. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Do good business.
It's tempting. I know it is, but always do the right thing.
And before there was a social media, Alex's business was strictly, I'd say 70% word of mouth. Just get out there and do good business. You're going to be just fine. All right. Go, Kev. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
What causes a car to drive sluggish, loud vibration when idle, and feel a little slippage?
Okay. Sluggish, driving sluggish. That means several different things to me. Sluggish to me means no power, just don't have no oomph. That could mean you're having transmission problems. Like your transmission is stuck in limp mode, it's not coming out of third gear, or you could have a bad catalytic converter that's stopped up. Your car cannot be brought up to maintenance, spark plugs, wires if it has wires. Let's see,
loud vibration
at idle.
Motor mounts?
Yep, you could have motor mount issues. This is a loud vibration. You can have belt tensioners that's rattling around. You can have loose exhaust components.
So many things.
Yeah. Alright, and feels a little
And it says
slippage.
GQ Kev. My bad, Kev. I thought it said go. It said GQ.
Oh yeah, that is
My
GQ.
bad. He said he feel
uh,
a little slippage too.
I think you may be having transmission issues.
Depending on the year, make, model of the
Yeah,
car.
because yeah, that sounds transmission because it don't supposed to be slipping, but it'll also give slipping sensations when the transmission is in limp mode too. I say you're having transmission issues, but I would like to know what type of vehicle you have so I can tell you the common issues with that particular vehicle.
All right, Josh gave a super sticker. Thank you,
Thank
Josh.
you, Josh. I
We
really
appreciate you,
appreciate
Josh Stunge. I hope I said that right. Brucify me. I love it. Thank you for the super chat.
I really appreciate it, y'all.
All right, he says, "Oh, it's funny he's asked this question because we was just looking at
Yeah,
we was looking for this engine today."
Yeah.
He says, "What's your thoughts on the Dodge 4.7 V8? I think it's a Lone Star. Inherited my dad's '08 Dodge Dakota, 213,000 miles. Needs $2,300 worth of work. Is it worth it, or is it nearing the end of its life, in your opinion?"
Those 4.7s will go the distance. There's not too much that will go wrong with those. You just can't let them overheat. I've seen them with very high miles. I would love to see your quote. $2,300 worth of work, possible, but have to be justified.
Right.
Anytime you're dealing with any shop, especially if you're new to them and you're not familiar with them, ask them to show you what's wrong with your vehicle. I've begged customers like, hey, go back there, take a video, and show me why they at the dealership, and they didn't do it and just let the people at the dealership do whatever, and they still having the same problem. I'm like, I tried to help you.
Right.
So go back there, get an eye on what's going on for yourself, because some of these mechanics will just tell you any old thing. But the 4.7 is basically an upgraded engine of the V6 3.7. The only time I see issues is when the little rocker sometime will pop out of place. But normally that damaged the head in some type of way. But not so much on the 4.7. I rarely see it. I most likely see it on the 3.7 for some odd reason. Same engine design. But I think it's a solid engine.
I mean, if it means anything to you, Bruce, I'm a dealer and I'm shopping for cars all the time. Anytime I see a Dakota, it's got north of 300,000 miles on. I can't even buy them. I can't buy them.
We never bought a Dakota because they have so many miles.
They have too many miles already.
But still, you hear the auction video of it running, and it's purring like a kitten.
Yeah, and they still go high too.
Yeah, so I've seen them go the distance.
If that means anything,
and it's your dad's truck. That means a lot too. If it was my dad's truck, I would want to keep it.
Bill Gates in the house. Bill, what my money, man?
Why y'all messing with Bill?
Bill, give me my money, man. Says, sup, you guys. I hope you guys are well. I'm gonna be showing out here too. All right, now. Nice. I love it. I think it says Lamont is tagging Britta. I hope you're on. Hope y'all on. While we at it, guys, for those of you, I mean, y'all been hitting that like button lately when we go here. I appreciate it. Normally I have to ask, so thank you for supporting the live by hitting the like button. If you come from Facebook, share this on your. Don't gatekeep now. Let your family and friends know we here helping folks with their car. Okay.
We do our best over here at this channel.
If you want to. Tyler says, "Are you an Alfa Romeo fan?"
No.
What is Alfa Romeo?
It's basically a Fiat.
I thought so.
Alfa, Fiat, all that stuff is together.
They could.
I think they're one company. Alfa, Fiat, Renault. I'm not a fan. Even though I work on the predecessor cars, which is Fiat all the time. I'm just
like, again, let me go back because I want to go back. It's like, look, all these cars is the same thing. I was just reading somehow the Rolls Royce is 70% BMW parts underneath there. You just paying for the name. Maserati is a souped up Chrysler 200. You just paying for the name. 300. Okay, same thing. You're just paying for the name.
It's a 70% parts.
I just read an article today.
VW done got with
it was like not VW, BMW.
Oh, Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Bentley VW. Bentley is VW.
Yeah,
Who makes Rolls Royce?
apparently
BMW.
BMW.
BMW do. Okay.
And it was like, but the excellent marketing and the psychology of it, when you buy these brands thinking you're getting luxury, but really,
Especially, I love the mess with people about they Land Rover Discoveries and their Jaguar small SUVs. I'm
it's a
like,
Ford Explorer,
you
babe.
gotta explore, right? And they're like, no, it's Jaguar through and through, or it's the Land Rover through and through. I pop their hood and show them Ford Motor Company all over their hoses and all different types of parts, even on their block. I'm like, it's an Escape or a
Mhm.
Explorer.
So
Sorry.
that's all the same. So 2400 said, "Why you ain't tell us you were going live on Wednesday?" I
I'm
thought I said that
sorry.
last live. I
Thank you,
said
Souls, for the super
Souls
chat.
be in here though. Souls, listen, just pop out on Wednesdays and see
we
if we
we
on
we
here.
we're trying something new. Y'all
Yeah,
guys, let us know. Guys and gals, let us know if you like, if you want us to continue this
yeah.
Wednesday thing.
It's a community, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not out here for nothing else but to help the community.
Mm-hmm.
Now the community is growing. I think we had 100K over on Facebook, 40 on TikTok,
Sheesh, it's
20 on
amazing.
almost 60 on YouTube. So we're gonna try to keep this doing this as much as we can and try to get
That's why I'm
everybody.
looking into Wednesdays, because I know some of you guys' questions don't get answered, and I
Yeah,
think if I do it more often, everybody will get to
get a
answer there.
chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody get a chance.
Inez Pierre says, "Hello, my Ford Escape keeps running hot when I go
Mm.
over 40 miles per hour and using AC."
Ooh. Um. Okay. So you need to make sure nothing is blocking the grill, like plastic bags,
Mm,
things like that, no obstructions.
right.
You're definitely having an airflow issue. Your radiator may be slightly stopped up as well. I've seen that, because this is how it works. The condenser sits in front of the radiator. The condenser is basically another heat exchange for the AC system, because anytime you pressurize anything, you build heat, and that heat needs to be dissipated off the AC system so you can get cold air. I'm not going to go in big into AC systems, but that's how the condenser works in a nutshell. So you have the condenser getting hot, and air is going through it, cool air. Then from the other side, it's like it's been a heat exchange. The air is no longer cool; it's more hot. And that hot air then passes through the radiator, the already hot air. So the radiator is really under a struggle at this point, because you no longer have cool air going through the radiator. You have hot air going through the radiator when your AC system is on. So your cooling system got to be top notch, meaning it can't be no bent cooling fans. You need to make sure all those cooling fans are straight and not all smashed down and bent up due to the road debris, or your kids taking their finger and rubbing, closing the vents. I used to do that when I was a kid. It was so satisfying. You just take your finger and roll it, because it's like these thin little pieces of metal and you can close them up if you rub it. But I kind of digress. Um, I have a feeling that either your fans supposed to be running when you turn on the AC automatically. So you need to make sure that's running, and you need to get your radiator checked out. You need to probably do a flow test on that radiator, because I have a feeling that your radiator may be partially stopped up.
Mhm.
Hopefully that helps.
Hopefully, because guess what? She in New Orleans and it's probably heating up down there too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting too hot. Getting too hot. Mario 83 says, is that an 83 SS Monte Carlo?
You gotta be.
Got to be. All right. He says, how much should a cam and lifter swap cost on a Durango 5.7 Hemi? About
Uh,
4,000.
and you
Anywhere
talking
from
about performance or
no. I mean, he just
regular
saying
stuff?
regular. I mean, if you're talking about OEM going back because your lifters collapsed, anywhere from $35,000 to $4,000 depending on cam.
Mhm.
That's the only thing that's gonna change your price if you need cams. Bill Gates says, curious, what kind of technical questions do you ask people who you interview at your shop to become techs at your shops?
My,
What do you want them to know?
it's not about no, because the knowing.
Mm,
Anything. Um, a good question.
I know what I asked because I'm the one doing
I'm trying to get it out.
Come on. Are you misfiring? Don't make me
Yeah,
flick
I
my
had a. Nah, you don't
flick
need
my
to
check
flick it.
in. You're like,
Don't flick it. I'm good. I'm good.
baby.
My first question is, I asked, are you passionate for this field?
Yep.
Because if you're not passionate for the automotive industry field, you're not gonna do a good job. Um, if you're passionate for this stuff, you'll basically work for free.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I actually had a guy I hired. He was talking about, oh, just come up there and work for free just to work under you. I'm
I
like,
was like, nah,
no.
we ain't gonna do that now. We ain't gonna slave trade you. Just come on to work.
We got you.
No, that's the only question. I mean, you can. I look at people's resumes when they come in and the schools they went to, and honestly, some of the best guys, they fresh out the box. They ain't got no tools. That's why I keep a loaner box in the shop, little loaner cart in the shop, so they can get on their feet. But the number one question is, do you love it? Because if you don't love this, if I got to walk past y'all and y'all ain't talking about cars, you don't love it.
Yeah. You're right about
if
that.
they're off task because they're talking about cars, which happens at the shop a lot, they love it. My second question would be, what's your strength and what are you weak at?
That's a key question.
Because everybody has strengths and weaknesses, even he does.
Yeah, I do. Transmissions, I tell you guys with the quickness. I watch out for know-it-all behavior. Oh yeah, I do this. I went to school. I was getting $30 an hour
if they
at this
went
job.
To school. If they went to school, I don't want you.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to try you out then.
Let me clarify. I would take someone that went to school, but it's like, listen, textbook and real world experience is two different things.
I've seen master technicians.
Yes.
Don't know what they're doing, but they passed all the ASCs.
They're good test takers.
Yep, and they asking me for help. I'm like, I thought you was a master. I learned this years ago. ASC guys doesn't mean squat.
Ask someone else.
Ask someone else. That's what it stands for. Nothing against ASC people on here. I'm an ASC guy myself. As you see, I just never display it.
Right.
I have plenty of ASCs.
Yep.
By the way, I just don't like to display them.
Yeah, but that's it. If you love it, like the kid we just hired, he was like, it's my first time working at a shop.
It don't seem like
but I follow my granddaddy around and man,
Mason, man.
That man, he's the bomb. Hey, I love it.
Mason, you pulling our leg, man. You like a master tech.
Every week he's investing in his tools.
I'm being pumped.
Every week, so if we see that kind of behavior and you're coachable, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, if you listen,
yeah,
I can teach anybody anything.
But if you're a prima donna, your personality got to flow well in the shop. If you come here being a jackbutt and we can't get along and you know what I'm saying, your personality got to flow well. And we do team building things. Like right now we're building a race car together. Then probably in the summertime we all go to the gun range and so on and so forth, share a meal, because I want to maintain a family atmosphere.
We like the Fast and the Furious.
I guess. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started on Vin Diesel and that doggone Fast and the Furious 19 or whatever they are. Michael Howard says, sending love from Texas.
Hey, what's happening? Good old Texas.
I love to hear when y'all from different places because, we right here in Georgia, but man, like people in other states be watching. Keith, a.k.a. Fresh in the house.
Oh, what's happening?
What's good, guys?
Man, y'all should have seen what he did with that Altima, guys. Like, we sold him an Altima, and it just looked like a regular bland Altima. Now that thing looked like it came off the showroom floor. It's just missing a paint job.
Man, it was fresh. You had to know it was.
It is so nice. My eyes was pleased when I saw that.
I didn't even get to see it. Fresh, you got to come up there tomorrow. Let me see it. Jose Vasquez says the valve body was changed as well on that. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that Durango.
So, it could be.
It could be programming too.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say we rarely get transmissions that go out,
especially on the Durangos. They're pretty solid.
Yeah.
Well, the rear wheel drive base cars are solid in general.
Could be a programming issue. Did you get it programmed? Question mark.
I think you need to take it to the dealership. I hate to say that. dealership or a specialty
Yeah, specialty.
shop?
Um, Jim Tillman says, how often you recommend changing the air filter?
Every other oil change. I know in this day of time, oil changes last about 10,000 miles. But like every 6 to 10,000 miles, uh, it should be checked. If it's really dirty, then replace it. And if it still look clean, because this solely is based off of where you live at the end of the day. But every other oil change, that filter should be checked. But if it looks clean, slap it back in there and check it next oil change. Yeah.
All right. Duval in the
What's
house. One of my
happening?
favorite. One thing I like about going live and stuff like that, like I get to see my reoccurring favorites, like really people who
We
really
love
be down.
Duval.
Duval, one of my faves for sure.
Thanks for that super chat.
I know his name says something else, but his name Duval. Okay. He says, hello, what causes a white smoke from time to time at a stoplight or sign? Just got engine swap and then the fuel pump control module changed. Finally, 2020 Chevy Equinox 1.4 turbo. Love y'all.
Man,
sorry
we
so
love
long.
you too. No, it's not long at all. Ask away. What causes white smoke at a stoplight?
Wait a minute, Duval. How many super chats you give a week, baby? You can call me. You can call me at the shop.
You can get that personal line. What the heck?
Wait a minute. Oh, hi, John, and
Oh,
sending
man.
cash outs. That's right.
You the man, hi, John.
Now I ain't seen John in a while. John,
Man,
I
thank you,
hope you're
brother.
doing all right. Thank you so much for the cash out.
Oh,
But
snap.
answer Duval question. But
Okay.
Duval, you can call. All right.
Back to you, Duval. What you're most likely experiencing are like valve seals. If you're at the light and the car is just sitting there idle, and as soon as you mat the gas or take off and you notice a poof of white smoke, those are valve stem seals. They probably got, they probably sold you a high mileage motor, or hopefully it's valve stem seals, because you can also have, well, if it's constantly white smoke, no matter if it's just sitting or whatever the case may be, it's just constantly like smoke. You could be having piston ring, the oil control rings in particular could be bad.
Either way, they need to warranty it out.
Yes, that's not supposed to happen.
Not
But valve stem seals, if you stop, you don't even got to drive the car. You can just let it sit there and idle. You shouldn't see any smoke coming out at idle. But as soon as you mat the gas after it's been idling for about 2 to 5 minutes, the longer it sits, the more smoke it got. Yeah, valve stem seals. Or you could have a bad PCV system. The PCV system on that particular engine is embedded with the turbo. You could have crankcase oil getting into the intake, and that's a turbocharged too. It goes on, but the turbo would normally smoke all the time, kind of. Ooh, I wish I was there to help you. Yeah,
you might need to send a video on Instagram.
Yeah, I would have to see it for sure.
Send me a video
and I'll look out for you.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you say it's Duval.
Yeah. I will personally find you because I get a lot of messages, but I'll be looking out for you.
Ken, thank you for the super chat. Ken, you love listening to y'all.
Man, appreciate it. It's good to be loved, guys, because,
for real.
TikTok
is toxic, boy. Them people be tussling in the comments over there. Think they know everything.
Not when we on live. They're nice.
It's just crazy people. Did we answer Jim? How to how often
yes.
change? Okay. I don't want to skip nobody. Few Tommy Toys R Us. Joe Mama.
Nice.
I like it. Hey, they need to bring back Toys R Us, man. That was, you could take your kid there just for fun. You ain't got to buy nothing. They just look at the toys.
I love Toys R Us.
Says, what is it when your car vibrates when idle or ticking from under the hood? Depends on what kind of car you got there.
Vibrating when idling is most likely a motor mount issue, but if it's like a harsh vibration and you kind of feel it shaking as you mash the gas and going, you could have bad coil, bad wires. If the ticking could be a bad wire arcing out, the spark not going to the spark plug, but going to the body of the car or the engine somewhere. It'll make a nice tick, 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 tick sound. Also, the ticking could be coming from leaking exhaust, um, or if the ticking goes and comes, that's a normal occurring thing dealing with your purge valve system. The purge valve will click. It would just randomly start clicking, and then it'll stop. That's normal. But if it's continuing to tick, no matter what, um, exhaust, what else I said? Bad
I'm
spark
ashamed to
plug,
say I don't know.
bad spark plug wires, or if you have the Pentastar, you have the Pentastar tick
Uh-huh.
or the Hemi tick. I don't know what engine you have, so I'm just
Hmm.
throwing out stuff at this point.
Could be a number of things
Yes,
there.
I need to know your cars, guys. Please put
Year,
down
make,
your
model,
cars.
mileage. Yeah.
I have the problems in my head for a wide variety of cars, and I most likely have your problem in my head somewhere, and I done dealt with it.
Because you got that Rain Man syndrome. You can just visualize the engine.
Yes, Rain Man don't visualize stuff, do
He's
it?
smart though. He know
Oh
numbers.
yeah,
He know the
yeah.
numbers.
I don't know numbers.
No.
Neither
Or
both.
names.
I,
Alex, people
I
walk up
know
on Alex.
engines.
You know me. Alex was like, I don't know. Y'all like,
Sometimes I pretend just so I won't let y'all feel
he be
bad.
like, I drive a 2012. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know cars. I fall in love with your cars.
Billy Cox the third says, "Do you add diagnosis on top of your labor and parts when you do a repair?" Yes, absolutely. Because nobody. Here's the thing: we can't speak for other shops, but if you go to Alex's YouTube channel, anytime you see that man doing a diagnostic, he's pulling out different test equipment. He ain't just hooking the scanner up to it. He gonna do a block test just off the rip to make sure that your head gaskets aren't blown before we sell you the water pump, probing, whatever.
What kind of test? If you're not being charged a diagnostic test, you need to be looking at that shop and like, I wonder did y'all actually do a test, or did y'all just look at it and take my word for it and be like, oh yeah, the customer said this, engine ticking. And
that's what dealership did.
Yeah, engine. I'm just throwing random stuff.
Yeah, that's what they
engine
did.
ticking. The customer states that he think he need an engine, and this is the Pentastar. I'm making up a scenario right now. Engine is a Pentastar. Okay, you don't need an engine. You need rockers and lifters. Why?
But my thing
dealership
is,
would do that.
if your appointment is at 7:00 and 7:45 to 7 to 8 o'clock, this man is spending that hour figuring out what's wrong with your car. He needs to get paid for his time. Now, if you don't want the work done, pay the diag and go on. But if you want the work done, that's separate because that's more time he's going to spend fixing it.
We sell time.
90% of the shops that say they don't wrap it up in the labor,
or they don't do a proper diagnostic and they feel bad for charging.
Now, and anybody who wants to come back, that I have a simple question: will you go to work and work 1 hour for free? No, you wouldn't. You need to get paid.
At UPS, they pay us to stretch. They were like, you got to put this stretch time on, and it's important for y'all to take care of y'all. We paying y'all 30 minutes to stretch every morning.
Yeah.
That's not, they paying us to do it. They're not saying, hey, yeah, I know you came in at 9, but you got to clock in at 9:30 and stretch until that time. Everything is time.
All right. Got a couple of super chats to get right
nice.
Here. Oscar Milton. What's up, Oscar? He came from TikTok last week. Sweet. I mean, yeah, I be remembering folks.
That's pretty cool.
Says, how often should you change oil if you only put about 600 miles a month on there?
Jeez, you don't drive that car.
When you rev, you reach to 3,000.
Yeah, oil. I've seen Project Farms do a test on some old oil from the 60s and the 30s, and that oil was still good. I know a lot of people, it's a very debatable subject. A lot of people would say, oh yeah, if your oil is 3,000 miles or 3 months, whichever one comes first. I believe in the mileage. I don't believe in time. Now, of course, this all matters. I mean, it depends on situation. It's situation based. I'm not saying if your car is in a decade and haven't been driven, yeah, of course, change the oil then. Moisture gets in things. Moisture have a way of seeping into your engine. Things like that can happen, and the oil will break down or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you're fine. Just change it every 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
Or if you worried about it, make it 2,000 miles.
Hmm.
If you want to change it sooner.
Bill Gates, thank you for the super chat.
You the
And,
man,
and, and
Bill.
thank you, Oscar, as well. I don't know if we said that. We always thank you
Yes.
guys because,
I really appreciate
listen,
y'all.
man, folks' dollars is tight these
Yeah.
days, and you were willing to give Alex some of it. So that's wonderful.
Y'all are the bomb.
Right. Bill says, curious, Alex, how many unread DMs do you have on Insta right now?
Woo!
Thank you for still responding to mine about the Autel.
Oh,
A lot.
man.
But you know what? If you come on the live and participate, like you do,
I notice people.
we will definitely pick you. You know what I mean? Because you're actually a part of our community that we're trying to build versus somebody that just want to pick his brain and go. See what I'm saying? So he know who Bill Gates is.
I feel like one night standing, people one night standing me. Hit, bang. Okay, thank you. And they
go.
They hit the road.
So we try to like reserve our time for the people who actually support.
We in a relationship.
Right. Support the brand. But it's a lot of them in there. And he gets overwhelmed. And I just be like, you don't have to answer everybody. This man got work, 5 kids, and a wife to maintain, 1 cat and a dog. And then 2 cats at the shop, employees. Like, you only one guy. You can't diagnose everything over the internet. Don't beat yourself up about it. I'm gonna say you the man because your name Alex. I got a thing for Alex's. He says, my mother's 17 Traverse is acting weird. It has a misfire code and codes for both engine bay cats. What do you think it is? Hard to find a super mechanic like you and others near me. Might become one. Hey, sweet. Ain't bad.
I just dealt with a problem like this. They have a TSB, technical service bulletin, on the downpipe on the exhaust. It can crack and it can cause cat codes. Also, depending on what mileage, you probably want to do a fuel induction service on that vehicle, but most likely it's due to that cracked exhaust piece. It'll throw the numbers off. And one other thing I forgot.
Definitely a service bulletin about that.
Yes. So get that fixed. It's right by the hangar where they like to crack. And you can take it to a weld shop and somebody that weld, and they can just bloop. That'll at least get you in the right direction. And it's around that year they do that. So hopefully that helps.
Right. Billy D says, what penetration fluids are safe to use on spark plugs? He's got a 2008 F-150 5.4.
I like PB Blaster. That would be perfectly fine. You can use WD-40. I know what you're scared of. You're scared of that dang on spark plug breaking off into the head. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you, buddy. Have it ever happened to me? No, for some odd reason. I never snapped one off in the head. Have I had to fix them from other people snapping them off in the head? Yes, plenty of times. But it never happened to me. I guess I got the magic touch. I call her Maylene. Give her that Asian persuasion. I always mess with the guys. I'm like, I got Maylene for you. It works every time too. Like, Maylene, I need you. Give it that Asian persuasion.
Stoic Hunter says, hello, y'all. How can you tell between the exhaust manifold leak or the famous 5.7 Hemi tick?
Ooh, that's something I would have to hear personally.
We hear it so much, so it's very distinct to us.
The exhaust will depending on how bad it is or how slight it is. If it's very slight, it'll seal itself back up once the vehicle heats up, because metal expands once it gets hot, and it will close itself back up, changing the pitch of the noise. But if the noise pitch doesn't change, depending on the temperature, most likely you have the Hemi tick, unfortunately.
Okay. Let me go back. Yeah, we hear that. It's more like a JG. Thumbs up. Back at you, brother. We answered that one. David says, my Jeep is mojito green.
Ooh, I like those colors.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
No, it's nice. It's like that. I can't explain it.
Davin says, I have started to see a lot of Hondas out there on the road. Man, listen.
Yeah, it's
Funny you
crazy.
say that. We was driving home last weekend from the
We
shop.
was
And
surrounded
I
by
was like,
Hondas.
it's literally not
It
no
was
exaggeration.
it was like a plague.
It was like Honda, all
Toyota,
around us.
Toyota, Honda,
Yeah,
Toyota.
but mostly Hondas. But
Oh
it
my
was like
gosh.
if we're in this lane over here had 6 Hondas back to back to back.
I felt out of place. I was like, here I am in my Chrysler. What was in the van?
Yeah.
We take that van everywhere.
Yeah.
That van falling apart, by the way.
Man, that's a $600 van. We're gonna ride that
$500.
Oh, either way it was cheap.
It was
But no, you ain't lying, because I was like, dang, everybody catching on to the Honda train. It says, how often should you change transmission fluid? 4th generation Ram 1500 with the 8-speed.
It depends on if you use that thing like a real truck, towing and, you know, hauling different stuff. About every 30,000 miles, I'll say, if you want to keep that thing alive. But if you just baby it around and you the guy that like to keep your truck nice, nothing wrong with that. You can push it to 60.
All right.
Don't listen to your manufacturer because they may tell you lifetime fluid, and yeah, you should be changing your fluids.
All right. Nero Dejon says, where's your shop?
We got you up on the screen. Watch this.
Where's your shop, okay, Alex?
Show your magic. Woo!
This is where we're located. If you're in Atlanta, it's by the airport. Forest Park, Jurassic Park, what the hood people call it.
I'm pretty sure y'all noticed the planes in the videos. Yeah. Every dang on 5 minutes, a plane fly over our head.
Yeah, we
had somebody come down from what, Georgia, babe?
Savannah?
No, the kid, the guy was like, oh my gosh, look how low the planes were. Milledgeville or something.
Yeah, he came and he's from the country, so he was like, wow, the planes are so low. And we're like, oh, we city folk, we know.
We don't care about that.
Patrick Brown says, real talk. Shout out to you. Thank you for your comment. D. Brown says, I have 3.6 Pentastar in a 2014 Ram. Ran fine till I changed the rockers on the passenger side due to ticking. Now it starts, runs, shakes, and cuts off. Took it to a shop, told me I had no compression.
Maybe one of your rockers fell off. If you don't have those things seated just right, I explained this in my video when I'm teaching the rocker tutorial. They will pop off when you go to crank it up. Initial startup, they'll just bloop, fall out, and most likely you have a loose rocker land under your valve cover just sitting there, and the valve is not opening, causing a low compression situation. And that low compression, that valve by that rocker being off, it'll throw off everything in the car. It'll throw off the whole fuel air ratio, and car won't run right, and it just, yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. So recheck your work, take that valve cover back off, because if it was running just fine with the tick, it still should be running just fine with the tick unless you've mistimed it some type of way too. That is another possibility. Hopefully you had the right tools and you lock the phasers, or what they call them, bore control valves in place. I call them cam gears.
All right. Duct Tape says, what do you think?
I like that name.
First of all, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
Says, what do you think about the 2007 BMW 525i? He's in Arizona.
BMWs normally go the distance. The only problem I have with
electrical
BMWs,
stuff,
once they get older, they'll start having electrical problems. Finding the right mechanic to work on a BMW, first off, is a pain. When something goes wrong, parts are very expensive because BMW European cars love OE, good quality parts. You cannot cheap out. Well, you can if you want. May bite you in the butt, may not. Debatable subject. I don't have good experience with cheap parts when it comes to European cars. Y'all may have good experience somewhere out there in the internet world, but if you got the money to play and it's your dream car, I say go for it.
All right, Bradley.
It's not my cup of tea, but
Bradley says 2017 Nissan Altima says it needs to be PMC programmed. I'm afraid if I get it done, more problems will evolve. And I think he said it has 159,000 miles.
why does the computer need to be programmed? Um, the thing about computers, if you program it, get it updated, whatever the case may be, it should not cause any other issues. This is not like your phone at home where you get that new update and it be all kind of bugs
Bugging, yeah.
and doing crazy stuff. And oh my gosh, I just caused myself more problems by updating this. And the next week, okay, here's the update to fix this update. Is car computers normally don't work like that. I gotta say normal because anything is possible in the computer world.
Mm-hmm.
But I normally don't see issues when getting updates or things with dealing with the PCM in your car. Um, you should be fine. Uh, will it be a coincidence if the alternator go out? Yeah, that's a coincidence if you get the computer update. So stuff happens.
Alex, thank you for the super chat, darling.
I
He
appreciate it.
says it has 90,000 miles. My older brother thinks it's a timing chain. It's a 3.6. She recently changed the spark plug. It runs hot and lost power.
Hmm.
I forget which car. Let me go back and see.
The Jeep
Is it the Jeep?
TY. I get my Jeeps confused. You got YJ and
I
the
think the TY mean thank you, babe.
oh, dang, you're right. I'm tweaking.
Oh Lord! First Atlanta rappers, now this. He ain't right, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Let me scroll back up, Alex, to see
I
what kind of car that was. Oh, the Traverse, 17 Traverse.
Oh gosh.
He says it's got 90,000 miles. My brother thinks it's the timing chain. It's 3.6. She recently changed the spark plugs. It runs hot and has lost power.
Okay. 90,000 miles, time and chain. I normally don't see them that soon with the uh 3.6. Normally it comes a little bit later. I doubt if it's the timing chain. Something happened when y'all took when y'all did the tune up. Maybe y'all opened up a coolant passageway and didn't bleed the system. Um, and it lost power.
We say she recently did it, so maybe she took it to a shop.
Yeah, something has not been right with the job, because if the vehicle wasn't doing that before and now it's doing all kind of weird stuff after you just got the plugs done, the problem lies within the job. Something wasn't put back right. Something wasn't bled right if they opened up the cooling system. And your newer vehicles, some of them are programmed when they run hot, they will go into limp mode to protect themselves from blowing a head gasket. Was it a new Traverse?
17.
Yes, the 17 may have the ability to depower itself if it's running hot to protect itself.
Mm-hmm.
Some cars will do that. Some manufacturers are like, yes, go blow your head gasket. We're not putting any protection devices on here. We want you to mess it up so you can come back to us and we sell you a $17,000 motor or a new car.
Right.
That's how they tried to do that Durango, dude. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That video dropping next week, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Dealership told this man he needed 16,900 something.
Yeah, 17 grand
for a new engine.
I'm like, they out there rabbit mind.
Stoic Hunter, thank you for the super chat. He says,
thank you, buddy.
How do I find an honest and trustworthy mechanic near me? Any suggestions or ways to go about this without coming off like a know-it-all?
Yes.
Definitely.
Sometimes you don't never have to say anything. The quietest person in the room sometimes be the smartest person in the room. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is do your research on that company. First of all, whoever you're dealing with, do your research. This is the day and age we live in a day and age where you can pretty much go on anybody's social media and see what they're about. You can read Google reviews. And if you scroll down and know how to sift through them,
you can pretty much gather the story about anybody.
Normally what I do is I ignore if they have low view counts, like say 30 views. I will just click on all the 1-star and read all the 1-stars and work my way up and try to get a feel for them. Like, okay, this 1-star says this. Let's see what else around this situation has happened again dealing with other people.
Right.
everybody's saying, hey, this is what's happening, and they're doing shady stuff, and all the stuff is matching, then those good reviews are probably most likely bought
Mm-hmm.
because people will buy reviews.
Or get their family and friends to do it.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, even we have 1 stars, but if you go read them, it's most
yeah.
9 times out of
Oh,
10.
my stuff got stolen. I'm sorry, your stuff
I
got
told you
stolen,
get the
but
stuff out the car, ma'am. Or 9 times out of 10 is somebody that didn't get their way. One thing we do, and I just had a shop meeting the other day. We're gonna have one tomorrow too. Is we are a shop, but we're hospitality is one thing. Educating the customer. Educate, educate, educate. Do not assume that these customers know about this $80,000 machine that they have purchased. So,
what else he could do?
just that,
Oh, and ask them to explain to you.
Yeah.
If they get irritated, if you if like, hey, why did the alternator? Oh, the alternator just went out. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just
asking. Yell like
because
that. You scared me like that.
I probably scared everybody. I'm sorry, but I had to really put y'all in the there. Yeah. If they come off like that, or kind of attitude-ish, or don't want to explain nothing to you, they're not the mechanic for you. But if they're willing to show you and explain everything to you, and like, hey, come on back and let me show you what potentially happened.
Listen, baby, I pull you back to the shop right quick. Okay, come on back, watch your step.
Most of the time, alternators will go out due to it being constantly leaked on by oil. And if they don't want to show you that, they're not the mechanic for you. Yeah, that's just a couple of tips.
Research.
Sorry about the hostility.
Right. But you know what? Maybe it scared me because he doesn't raise his voice often at all. So that was kind of like, okay.
I stay just like this just about
he
all
does.
the time.
I'm going to tell y'all the truth, okay? Because I keeps it real. I be turning up. I be like, you know what? Another thing, Alex. You sit up in here so.
She just did me like
he
that.
He just was sitting there. I know he wanted to laugh. He was just saying.
I was laughing at you.
He was like, girl. And then the next time I be like, I love you, baby. I had a moment.
Like, no, I want no love from you.
I was over the
edge. Go somewhere.
Listen, guys. Listen, I'm not afraid to. The number one thing they say about women and wives is they never say they're sorry. I always apologize. I'd be like, you know what? I had a moment. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't have to say that to you like that. Let's hug. Okay, babe.
I don't want to hug right now. Give me a moment to process it.
Listen, we've been married 17 years, together for 18. Hey, we have a crazy toddler. She was giving me the business, and by the time he had stayed late to work on his race car, and that's a big no. You don't leave the wife at home with the crazy kid. Come on. So I was mad. I was, but I love you. I will correct my wrong anytime. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, babe. Wicked Beto, thank you for the super chat.
I appreciate that.
He says, please consider Dominic Dartretto
for the bill.
I like that one. Listen, I promise y'all, I'm gonna pick a name for the Alex Little Ugly Race Car on this coming
ugly race car bill.
Right. Brucify me. I feel like I gotta say it like that.
Thank you.
He says, buddy. Thank you so much. He says, one more for y'all about this Toyota 2GRFE 3.5 V6 in Avalon.
I love that.
Camrys, Lexus ES. When they do come in for work outside of oil change, what's the most common issues? I got an Avalon I want to keep perfect.
Common issues are just your average little leaks.
Maintenance stuff.
Really simple stuff. I have an alternator here and there. It's been a few weeks. Well, in the past, it's been a week where I had nothing but Toyotas come in, and it really be for little knickknack stuff, suspension wise, ball joints, things like that. That's going to be your wear items. Yeah, not much. It's
really don't be much.
A solid car.
Mm-hmm. Gaming, and that speaks a lot about Toyota. It's like, listen, for the people that we get mad at, people like, just buy a Toyota. I mean, they can't be beat. Okay, they can't. Your top 3 Japanese vehicles.
And they know it too.
Toyota, Subaru, and Honda.
Yeah.
And then I found out Subaru and Toyota in bed together. So
gosh.
They making children out here.
Yeah, man.
So you
Well,
can't go
hopefully.
wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. Game Man Lego says Caravan 2012 with the Pentastar engine. Code is POOOD. Camshaft slow response positioning sensor, bank 2. First of all, thank you for putting all that in
Yes, I
there.
appreciate
You're
it.
thorough, and I like you
You man, I didn't
already.
even have to look up
But
the
you know
dang
what?
on
It
code.
say Lego, so he attention to detail. He putting stuff
Oh
together.
yeah, Legos. He like me.
He says
I love Legos.
for 2 years and it won't go away. Change the camshaft position sensor, VVT solenoid, no vacuum leaks, and new spark plugs.
Okay, you could potentially have um slow response. What
Camshaft
comes
slow
to
response.
mind that the trigger wheel on the camshaft is has picked up a lot of metallic material throughout the years in the engine. And if it gets a lot of metallic buildup on the trigger wheel that the camshaft position sensor read off of, that'll actually interrupt the sensor from reading the trigger wheel, or it'd be a slow response and it won't give a good reading and it'll shoot that code. So what you probably need to do is remove both of your valve remove both of your valve covers. Go ahead and change the gaskets while you're in there. Do both of them, because why just do one side? And on right above, it's in the center because your camshaft positioning sensor sits right in the center. If you get a good feeling of where it's sitting, you should be able to see on the back of the camshaft. There should be a round, it's like a funny material, but you will see like metallic stuff build up. They get built up all the time, and sometimes they'll get so bad where it'll cause that code. What other thing else comes into mind is bad oil control valve. That's basically your phaser that sits on the front. That could be giving issues too. But I would do the cheap thing first, which is the cleaning of the trigger wheel. That should help.
All right, try that and come back next Sunday and let us know
Yeah,
if it
for
works.
sure.
Online mechanic tips. One of my
This is my
favorites.
guy right
JT
here.
in the house.
I love JT.
Yeah, man.
He from my neck of the woods.
Yeah, Georgia. Good old Georgia. JT, I don't know if he's still in here, but is he born in Georgia, from Georgia, Georgia? I know he lives and works here. Oh yeah, LOL, bro. I wish we had scrap yards around here that pay that much for junky transmission. You knocked it out the park on that video. We do. Come over there to Ellenwood. That's where it's at the TPU.
Man,
come on and sell the transmission.
Was that a lot? I don't know. I don't be paying attention.
Man, listen. The beautiful thing about being in the automotive industry is so many avenues where you can make money.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell parts. You can scrap parts. You can wash cars. You can fix the cars. You could be performance. You could be the computer guy that drives around and reprogram.
You could be the simple guy who will just drive around, do brakes and oil changes all day. So many opportunities.
You really can be or do anything. You don't have to necessarily be a wrench turner to get into the field. You can be a body paint guy. Shout out to my guy OJ over here in Tucker.
You can be a dyno guy. All you do is sit there on the computer and geek out and mess with the map, the computer map and all that, and make the car make way more power. There's so much you can do.
I'm telling you. Eric Castro said, I know that ain't Alex, the car doctor. It is in the digital flesh, baby.
Digital flesh.
Charles Rhodes says, hello, I have an 06 GMC Envoy with a new transmission in it, but it still won't go past 45 miles per hour.
Something is in limp mode. You may have like a bad throttle body. I know that was a common issue for that particular truck. The throttle, GM throttle bodies, they give issues sometimes. And when they do, it won't let you go over a certain speed. It won't let you get full power. That's one thing to look at. Of course, you want to hook it up to a scanner to look at everything. You may have a bad wire up in there somewhere as well. That's the only thing that comes to mind right now.
All right. Jose Rodriguez says, hello, folks. Mrs. Car Doctor, you look so much like my granddaughter. Aww. Oh, well, she beautiful. Tell her I said, what's up from one beautiful woman to another. All right. Alex says, online mechanic tips, love your videos. Yes,
yeah, he's
that's
great.
your Dodge man.
Mm-hmm.
So I like him because he's at the dealership. So he's going to see way more stuff than we see.
And I see stuff that he don't see. It's weird because he's going to see all the stuff that's in warranty and things like that, I'm gonna see stuff that's well out of warranty and older things. Not saying he don't work on older things, but he's dealership based.
And I learned that from watching his video. I learned that hey,
I've learned a lot of stuff from watching his videos.
Yeah, that lifter rocker stuff is nothing you could do about it.
He the one told us that. Yeah. I was like, what do we do?
Nothing. It's nothing you can do to prevent it. I heard in the 3rd generation Pentastar they have not fixed the issue yet, but
jeez, what?
I've been getting a lot of comments that says that. So I don't know. All right, let me go to the next one. Eric Jones says, "What's up, Alex? You're a real Eric? One.
I try my best, brother.
Try to be 100% authentic for you guys." Brandon Allen says, "I have an eBay code that's I think he means
eval."
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gotta be eval.
What kind of eBay code? eBay code? What I'm getting 20% off? Let me get that from you.
eBay code.
I have an evap code. I know what you mean, Brandon. Don't worry. Says that's a large leak detected, and the mechanic that I paid $700 to fix the charcoal canister and solenoid, and they're still. It's still probably lit or something. Shouldn't they fix it for free? Yeah, if they misdiagnosed. Yeah, of course. If they misdiagnosed it, yeah.
Guys, and gals, I misdiagnosed a car recently. I felt so bad. I installed a thermostat housing, and because the symptoms was giving, it wasn't open. And something told me, anytime your spirit tells you to do something, do it.
You should know that already.
Yeah. I didn't flow test the radiator. And I should have flow tested the radiator. Instead, I just focused on the thermostats. Plus, thermostat still doing the same thing. I was like, it's that dang on radiator. Flow tested the radiator, and it failed the flow test. So I'm like, oh my gosh, why? So I bought another radiator and explained everything to her.
And did the labor for free. Yep. Now she got 2 jobs done for the price of one.
Now she did need the thermostat house. It was plastic and it was old. So she didn't buy something that she didn't need.
Right.
But still.
It happens. There is no one. Okay. There is no perfect person. Alex is a human being. Sometimes he get overwhelmed. Sometimes we're just that busy. It happens.
People have bad days.
But the issue that we have with it comes down to this. And I say this all the time. You have to divorce money. You have to in your heart. Because that's the problem with a lot of shops. They don't want to do it to work for free because they won't want to miss out on money. They don't want to spend no money.
The dealership just took advantage of one of our customer recently. Charged like $3,000 and they're still having the same problem. After I told the dealership, after I told the customer, I'm like, that's not going to fix your problem. They don't know what they're talking about.
If I took a $100 bill, put on the camera, and set fire to it, a whole bunch of y'all that watching gonna be like,
we should do
that. Mean money got a hold on you. The moment you let money go, okay, we got to buy her a new radiator, no problem. We got to spend the time fixing the radiator, no problem. Ma'am, this is what happened. This is what we're willing to do for you, 10 times out of 10, the customer's just ecstatic that you would even offer to do that. They don't care. As long as you fix it, that's what they want.
At the end of the day, they just want their car fixed.
If your car was misdiagnosed, they absolutely should fix whatever the problem was.
Especially if it was a shop. Now, if you're dealing with somebody on the street, they're gonna block you most likely.
Right.
I've seen it time after time.
They do that,
unfortunately.
They do that though. But piggybacking off of that, there are times, very few that we have to do that. Oh, well, you know what, ma'am? What we're going to do is just apply the labor to this, no worries, whatever it is to work it out for the customer. Because if we wrong, we wrong. But if we right, we right, though. So OG Rail says, I fixed my Dodge Charger a couple times watching your vids.
Oh, sweet. I'm
appreciate
glad to hear
that. You over there watching them tutorials. We appreciate it. I want to get that right. Cheryl Turl.
I like that. Turl?
I don't know. Cheryl says, thank you for sharing knowledge. Your knowledge, much appreciated.
My pleasure. I want y'all guys to know what I know, so you will never get ripped off a day in your life. Dealing with cars, and I can't help you with houses and finances. This is your finance guru right here.
finance, business. What you got? Lawn care business, baby. Give me 30 minutes. We're gonna make you the best lawn care man in the state.
She can do it.
All right, Car Doc, what's happening?
What is happening, buddy?
Alex says anything I could do with a starter. I bought one off Rock Auto with no core. It has to be worth some money.
eBay it.
Yeah, you can eBay it if it's still brand new. But if you're talking about your old one, I mean, you probably get $5 for it.
Oh, you talking about junking it wise?
Yeah, you got to have a lot of them to make it work. I'm gonna say L. They make fake concrete and meat. Imagine the possibilities, right? Everything ain't nothing real, man. That's why if you got something real in your life, hold on to it. You know what I mean? D Mac Jr. says, my 2014 GMC Sierra dropped the number 6 lifter. Is it always 6 or 7? It's always dropping on those. Is it better for me to let it go? I think he's saying, or fix it.
Fix it. That's a nice truck. It's an easy fix. Well, guys, I can't say that. Not easy and other people easy is two different things.
He says, oh no, that ain't him. Let me go back. That's not the same person. My bad.
If you let it go in its current state, you're not gonna get anything for the truck. At least fix it. If you don't
take it to Comex.
Yep. If you don't want to fix it the right way, which is the right way is to replace all of them with good quality parts. But if you're just trying to fix it and get rid of it, just replace the broken part and hopefully it didn't dig into your cam because that's going to cost you more money. I had a customer, guys. I'm very proud of him. One of his lifters collapsed on his Avalanche I recently had in my shop. And just about 99% of the time, it digs into the cam. But I opened his engine up, and guess what? The cam was perfect. And my hat goes off to that guy because he probably didn't see that video where I said, if you hit a tick, stop. But he stopped. He did great, and it saved him so much money. He was able to save money.
I think we knocked like $1,200 off his bill or something.
Probably more than that. But he was able to put the money he saved into things he needed actually.
Now we could have easily lied and said, yeah, you still need the cam, but no. Yeah. Not $1,300 off the bill. You don't need this, but you need this, and this.
He had some cheap TRQ spark plug. Oh my God! I'm like, dude, come on. Once we got everything running again, because it was skipping and running rough. Of course, collapsed lifter, so I couldn't really tell
at first
the issues that it had. I don't know neither. But it had a bad spark plug from TQR, whatever the online brand. Yeah.
All right, listen, guys, it's gonna be the last one of the night because we gotta respect the clock. Okay.
Yeah, I'm running out of steam.
Been an hour and 37 minutes. We're on here with you good people. We love it too.
Yeah.
Hector says, was 2001 a good year for the Toyota Camry?
Oh yeah, man. That thing.
Man, them Camrys cost more than the new Camry.
Yeah.
If you go online on Facebook Marketplace, they're very expensive. It's like they can't die. Like they just still living.
Yeah, that we still try to buy them and resell them. They're so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so many questions. Listen, guys, oh my
gosh. We love you so much. Yes. And we got to go because we gotta get on the bed. We gotta make sure the kids are in the bed.
Yeah, because they're probably running around and acting crazy as we speak.
But we thank you guys so much for everything.
Much love to y'all out there in the digital world. I really appreciate the support.
Sunday, 7:00. We'll be back doing the same thing we're doing tonight. All right.
Alex, the car doctor, out, guys.
See you on the next one.